Hey guys, so all of this is going to be sorted and transferred and recycled, as opposed to all of this not being recycled.
Oh, I'm so strong! There we go.
Just saved a tree.
Yes.
A few weeks ago, Nellie and I had the opportunity to be employees for a day for our friend's company, Recyclops.
Bow down before Recyclops!
Not that Recyclops, this one. Check. Our friends' names are Ryan and Abby. Not only do they run an amazing company, but they have two beautiful girls, and they won the grand prize at our last annual Harry Potter Halloween party.
And prize winners, Hagrid and Madame Maxine!
One year, he actually shaved his head for this costume. These were our costumes, by the way. Almost 6 years ago, they started a company together to solve a pain that they had noticed in regards to bettering the environment around us. Why did you start Recyclops, or why did it happen?
I was living in an apartment complex and there was no recycling there, and it just blew my mind. I just grew up recycling. It was something I'd never thought about. I just kind of did it. And I felt bad. I remember specifically a moment throwing a plastic bottle in a garbage can and feeling guilty about it. That was kind of the initial idea. Just did a bunch of research, bunch of digging, and figured like, hey, I can do this. I can do this.
Going through the entrepreneurial struggles as a couple and a new business, it's now grown to something very sustainable that's having a huge impact for the good. We were inspired by all the good that they're doing. We wanted a chance to experience Recyclops ourselves.
Okay, Avi, do you want to help?
You gotta teach them young, you know? This is our future generation.
Here, Avi, can you recycle this? Okay, throw it in. Yeah! Okay, high five. Got it. So this city doesn't have recycling. If it wasn't for Recyclops, all this stuff would just be...
Thrown in the trash.
Yeah, going right to the landfill.
She's got her recycling.
Oh, nice.
Good job, baby.
Ready? Ready?
Yay!
Yeah!
Yeah! You look good doing that.
Let me show what we have so far.
We noticed while traveling the 50 states that in too many locations, recycling isn't even an option.
These communities don't have programs for a reason, because the communities are generally small. They're kind of far away from recycling centers.
The houses are spread further apart.
Yep. And so it just makes it hard to make recycling work, especially when you have garbage trucks, which a brand new garbage truck, $300,000.
They're really efficient for what they're made for.
Yes.
And that's not rural communities.
What does work well is someone driving around with a trailer and a pickup truck and picking up recycling and throwing it in the back. So that's what we do. We hire local independent contractors. Then once we get enough of it, we take it to a recycling center. You know, we can pretty much recycle anywhere, whereas garbage trucks can only recycle where there's a lot of people and it's dense.
This is today's work. And in this one.
This is just a very tiny part of the city that they're doing. All of that is for just recycle, and that'd be just in the trash.
Yeah.
Like just a very tiny part, and that's a ton. That's nuts.
Picks up everyone's recycles. They just set it outside like normal trash. And it gives other people a job to just drive around and pick it up.
And
it's like win, 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 win.
you're like helping the environment, so.
So this one is not your ideal recycling bag. You can see right here some sort of food waste coming down, and you can see tons of grocery bags and plastic bags that are supposed to be sent to a grocery store to recycle and can't be put curbside. I'd say this is about 50% trash, at least.
Every city's different to see what exactly they accept and don't. Most cities don't accept any sort of bags.
So what do you do with those bags?
Grocery stores have drop-offs for them, and the grocery stores will take more than just like your grocery bag. Any sort of bag essentially can go in most grocery stores. You'll see even like Amazon has these pouches now that say, you know, recycle at your local grocery store. So anything that's that type of plastic can usually go to the grocery store and be recycled right there.
That's so awesome. I didn't know that.
What's the difference between the grocery stores recycling and...
Yeah, so the real reason why recycling, like the bags can't be recycled, they totally can be recycled. They're super recyclable. They're actually like grocery store bags are made out of the same things as a milk jug.
Okay.
So it's not the material that's the problem. It's that they mess up sorting facilities. Sorting facilities have all these gears and different things, and mechanically the bags get caught in them and wrap around, and they basically shut down entire recycling plants and make it really hard to do it. So when you're going to a grocery store, it's all together and it doesn't have to be sorted.
We found some extras from, this isn't from our route.
This is just on the road.
Just doing good. So, and if you get 100 people to sign up anywhere, you'll go to them.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it depends on the area. Most areas, if we get at least 100 people to sign up, we can launch in literally anywhere in the country.
That is so rad.
Heck, we'll even go to Canada if you want us.
Okay, yeah.
So basically, if you do not have recycling in your city, go to their website and sign up and request for them to come pick up your recycling, because on our RV trip, we went through so many states that did not have recycling, and it was mind-blowing.
So all of this is going to be sorted and transferred and recycled, as opposed to all of this not being recycled. So much more that we could be recycling. This is kind of where we are. This is the tipped priorities. Just seeing this is eye-opening and realizing how easy it is, as far as for me and for you, to just recycle, put it in a different bin, in a separate bag. That's all you have to do differently. And then guys like this guy, and then Gavin, wherever he is, they take care of it beyond that. And if your city doesn't have recycling right now, just go to recyclops.com, request them to come to your city. And we know you have friends, so request it, tell your friends, have them request it, and then just start saving the environment just by that one little thing.
In a truck, she's going, ew, yucky.
Okay, I think it's time we talk some numbers of what we learned during this experience working with Recyclops. So the average household in the US saves 2.2 trees a year just by recycling. Now, how does that work? Well, if you're recycling paper products, less trees are required to cut down to make new paper products. Another example, taking a can of soup and recycling it to be another can of soup requires 96% less energy than mining aluminum and making a new soup can. But one that I just want to focus on is the amount of trees that are saved. Do you guys remember the end of 2019? That was so awesome. One of the top internet trends was hundreds of thousands of people donating for team trees. And it worked. I didn't donate as much as Elon Musk, right? But we still contributed, and it felt really good. And I noticed there was a part of me that's like, yeah, I did my part. And then Nelly and I went and spent a day with Recyclops, and I realized, man, there's more that I could be doing, and lifestyle changes I could make that would have even more of a monumental impact on the environment. If in the US alone, every home recycled, we would save over 281 million trees a year. Now, the end of 2019, we raised over $20 million, so it was like around 21 million or something like that. So 21 million trees will be planted. That's awesome. But that required over $20 million. Everyone just recycling over 281 million trees saved. That's trees you don't have to replant. They're currently benefiting the environment. They will continue to. There's so many things that we could be doing, right? So many changes and ways that we could help the environment. But we just wanted to focus on this one little thing. If instead of throwing it in the garbage, in the trash, if you put it in the recycle bin, that simple change, that little difference would make an astronomical difference for the environment. Take that for what it's worth. Apply it into your own life. Love to know in the comments down below if recycling is available in your area. And if it's not available, feel free to comment down below so people can see the reality of this. Over 40% of the US doesn't have recycling available. So if that's you, go to recyclops.com/request. Let them know that you would recycle if they were in your area and start to make that little change. Actually, Gavin brought up a good point as well. Recycling, what'd you say is the last?
It's like your last ditch effort is the way I like to think about it. Recycling, it's amazing, it's awesome, do it. You want to reduce and reuse first. Look at buying less, avoid single-use items like plastic cups, etc. Reuse, go to Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, whatever makes sense. Buy it used. You can find almost anything used. And then when all else fails, recycle it, take care of it that way.
It's true.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
You know, even one person who starts to recycle who wasn't recycling before, I mean, that, like we said, the impact's big, especially over a lifetime. I mean, it's insane. So.
Yeah.